I know they're only the same as a mobile phone, less than a mobile phone. But then you're talking about more of them inside an estate where your children paying and they all work together. Smart meters.
Forward of the maintenance.
Insane. Well, I've watched the DVD on it.
Sorry, by who?
Take back your power.
Take back the car, yeah.
And
They're known to be a Class B carcinogenic.
And it's frightening if you used to watch it.
do you really think we'd be putting technology that was dangerous to children?
Irish Water Ltd. I think they have to do. I don't think they care about people
There's been
anymore.
no national discussion.
And that's why we need your help, Simon, because we didn't carry
We've been talking about Irish water. We've been talking about water charges in Ireland for the last 18 months.
Yeah, and we
don't like it, and that's fair enough. But I mean, and there's been some mistakes made.
A lot of mistakes made.
But we paid for water already.
But we pay already. That's the problem.
We're paying through on it. We are.
Some people are, some people aren't.
How has
people
water
who aren't
been
paying taxes aren't paying anything towards water
No,
charges.
Simon, seriously. How for the last, just say 20 years, how for the last 20 years, just but a simple question, how for the last 20 years, say just take a block of 20 years, how has the water been paid for the last 20 years? How has it been taken from the system?
General taxation,
yeah,
right?
so we've already been paying for it.
No, because people who aren't paying taxes aren't paying for
Everybody
water.
pays taxes in some way.
People, do you not think it's fair that the people who use the most water should pay the most for water? Do you not think that's fair?
Of course, that's fair,
Why not?
yeah.
And that isn't the case at the moment. Would you accept that?
Yeah, that's
For a while.
So do you think it makes sense
So
for us to change?
we actually had no problem bringing in water meters, but not the water charges, because we're already paying for water.
So you want to bring in water meters, but you don't want to link the charge to the meter?
No, not
Simon,
yet.
even at that, just
do you mean
pay.
not
So
yet?
Give us a rebate. Give us a rebate.
Why pay the amount of money that is being paid?
Give us a
Install the
rebate.
meters to
Give us a
not charge anybody
rebate.
to fund that.
Give us a rebate of our
doesn't make sense.
taxes.
No, but do you think it's fair that someone who has a swimming pool, or someone who has a big garden that has sprinklers on it, or someone who washes their car in their driveway 2 or 3 times a week, do you think that person should be paying the same amount as a person living on their own who's using small amounts of water
But
each
we're
week?
using.
We don't disagree with that.
That's the situation at the moment.
What we disagree with is that we're already
we're trying
paying
to
for
do
water.
is we're trying to say we're trying to exempt children, right?
It's not going to happen.
It won't happen.
Sorry, it
It's
is
not.
happening.
21,000 litres is nothing. That's not
Sorry,
a fact in
we're
the
taking
European
the average
statistics.
use of a child in the UK as the benchmark,
We haven't.
right? So that people, well, I mean, let's wait and see how it works out. I'm
average
happily
use-
answer questions, but I mean, but the principles here behind what we're trying to do are to make sure that there's a correlation between the amount of the resource that you use and what you pay, so that people don't waste water. So people don't leave their
And
taps
so
on.
if that's
no,
the case,
hang on a
no,
second.
but
Every time you flush the toilet, every time you wash your car, every time someone leaves the tap on because they're afraid that the pipe
They're all
might freeze.
extremes.
No,
Yeah.
they're not extremes
Simon,
at
why
all.
not
If
bring in
it's about
charge?
conservation,
Not
then
extremes at
why has Irish Water got permission to increase the prices if we don't use enough water? That's a fact.
No, look, I mean,
That is a
that's-
fact that was on the radio
So
there
that's
the other
it.
week.
How's that
Sorry,
about
look, I mean,
conservation?
just because something was on the radio doesn't
It's not
necessarily
Irish
mean it's
Water
true.
submission.
It's a decision for the regulator
Yeah.
on a submission from Irish Water to make a decision on the back of that. The government can issue policy directives to that regulator, and we have already done that in relation to Irish Water. To be fair, and this is where I agree with you strongly, the information campaign coming from Irish Water has not been good. There's an awful lot of confusion. People come into my office every single day. We're like a helpline for the implementation of water meters, because people are going to say, look, can you give me an idea how much we're going to be paying? What are the rules? What are the exemptions? And to be honest with you, just like Bord Gas should be doing that for gas, or ESB should be doing it for electricity, Irish Water should have been doing that much more effectively for water, and they haven't been doing it.
And that was the
Why
whole
not
point of
bring
giving
in-
them to board
So,
Gosh
like, I
as
mean,
well.
I've made the policy decision, and I don't back away from that at all, that we should be introducing water charges, just like
Why not per
practically
house?
every other country.
Why not just say 250, 300 euro every
And put a
house?
cap on it.
Because if we did that, right, it would be really unfair to people who are trying to manage their water. Their next door neighbours can use whatever the hell they want, and they pay the same amount.
But not charge,
And
not
that's
have any
just-
meters
that's totally
in.
unfair.
Just charge 300 euro per house.
But you
a
just
year.
said 2
But that's
minutes what
totally
your problem
unfair.
is with the installation of meters.
Yes,
it's
that
the
was right, yeah.
implementation of
No,
charges.
but if it was 300 euros per house, right, and we looked at that, right?
Yeah.
But do you not think it's fair that if you're using a certain amount of water and your neighbour's using twice as much, that actually he or she would be paying the same as you? I think that's unfair. I think that's totally unfair. I mean, it's like electricity. Like, if you use a lot of electricity, you pay more. If you conserve it, you pay less. It's the same with gas. And water is a utility, like electricity, like gas. You deserve full information in terms of costing models, and obviously we have to make sure that the policy decision that we made, that the average spend would be no more than €240 per household, is implemented.
That's not going to happen.
Well,
It's not going to
let's wait and
happen.
see. Well, why do you say that?
Because given on the current prices they already given us, which the CEO has not.
But the regulator hasn't finalised the price yet. They're not doing that this week.
Well, hang on a second. Even on the basis of what you've just said,
Well, I agree with you on that.
We should be told what we're going to charge.
The price should have been.
you've been asked to sign a contract.
There should have been clarity on price for letters that were between the services. I'm not happy about that, and we're trying to make sure that that's corrected.
But Simon, it's not even a matter of being happy. It's illegal. It's against European law to do that.
Well, I mean, you say it's illegal.
It's
but
a fact. 1993 directive.
Well, sorry, if it was a fact, somebody would be taking a legal case in there.
Yeah, but it's all been
But I'm
hidden
aware
away
of
from
it.
there. But they won't.
What's being hidden away?
They won't discuss it.
You don't sound like you're
The
hiding
news-
it away from
No,
anybody.
but the newspapers won't
You
discuss
sound like
it
you're
because
telling
most.
everybody who's willing to hear.
Yeah, and they're listening, and most of the media is
Why
owned
isn't anybody
or
taking a
controlled in
legal
some way
case?
by Dennis O'Brien, who bought SiteServe at a knockdown price of 45 million, and SiteServe got the contract in for water meters.
This has nothing to do with Dennis O'Brien.
But he got the contract, his company.
But look, I mean, are you saying that there's some sort of conspiracy now?
Of course there is. A French company offered
to help the
55
Dennis
million.
O'Brien company.
A French company offered 55 million, and he got it for 45.
Sorry, but like no matter what we were doing, you sound like the kind of person who'll see a conspiracy in it.
It's not
With all due
French
respect.
conspiracy.
There's no
A
conspiracy.
French company offered 55 million, and Dennis O'Brien offered 45 million. It was sold to Dennis O'Brien, and 100 million was knocked off by NAMA.
All of the work for Irish Water has been fully tendered for. It has to be.
Yeah.
That is a legal requirement. It's under EU tendering rules.
And then why is the French company thinking of suing?
Any company
They
can
offered
sue.
55 million.
Yeah, no, but any company can sue, and I'm sure they have the resources to do it. But I know, just like in my own department, if we're spending over a certain amount of money, we have to go to e-tenders. And it's a competitive process to make sure that you get the best service and the best price.
So you've no problem.
Sorry, now,
Yeah, I know. It sounds as if you can't help us.
No, I am helping you. Where I want to help you on is, I want to get more information to people quicker. The information coming from Irish Water has not been good enough. People are nervous and angry because they don't know what they're going to be paying, which is not the way it should be. I don't recoil at all from the decision to introduce water charges, but there are mistakes in terms of the way it's being done that we need to correct. But I mean, any introduction of a new utility, like if we were to introduce, a new ESB in the morning, there'd be mistakes, there'd be teething problems, and all we're saying to people is, look, when mistakes are being made, we'll try and fix them as quickly as we can. Although it's not in the political gift to fix them, Irish Water has to do that as a company itself. The regulator has to give direction on that, so that people are protected and that
You can
exemptions are
understand,
made.
Simon, why people are worried because they got
I
the
do.
property tax. Every time their house goes up in price, the property tax is going up.
I totally
And the other
accept
thing I want to ask you is the PPS number of your child, of your daughter in the car. Do you mind giving that to Irish Water?
Well, I mean, I don't know why Irish Water are asking for that, quite frankly. I've been asked that question multiple times this week. I don't know why they're asking for that. They should be able to get people's details without having to get PBS numbers.
Especially for children, I think it's wrong.
They're looking for details on children so that they can make sure that the exemption for children is there in terms of allowance.
So then they can pass on their numbers.
Well, I mean, we have to make sure that doesn't happen, and there's data protection laws to make sure that doesn't happen.
Can I give you that as well? They're already
Well, look, I mean, I'm available to talk to people the whole time. That's why I have an office in the main street, in fairness.
I know, but you're never available. You're never there. No.
I'm there whenever I can be. But I have national responsibilities too. I'm there nearly every Friday. I'm often there on Mondays. I'm often there on Saturday mornings. Well, sorry, I've had people from your campaign talking to me.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 people when I've been there. And I mean, you can accuse me of a lot of things, but I mean, I'm fairly open.